So today we'll continue with our discussion on vectors. Okay, so in the previous class we have discussed about what is a vector, how you can define a vector, and about the rules of vector addition and how we resolve a vector into components. Okay, so today this will be a second class on engineering mechanics and vectors. So once again we will repeat the definition of vectors, that a vector follows the triangular law of vector addition. It follows the triangle law of vector addition when two vectors are represented by the two sides of a triangle in magnitude and direction taken in the same order, then the third side of the triangle represents the resultant of the vectors. Okay, so I repeat once more that when two vectors are represented by two sides of a triangle in magnitude and direction taken in the same order, then the third side of the triangle, it represents the resultant of the vectors. So suppose there are two vectors A and B. So suppose C is the vector addition of A and B. Okay, so this is the definition of a vector. Okay, very basic thing. But before going on any further, we'll first briefly discuss that what is a tensor. What is a tensor? Okay, you must have heard about this term tensor. So this tensor is necessary. It is a very necessary thing for understanding of the continuum mechanics. So we can say that this tensor, it is a language of continuum mechanics. So suppose when we talk with each other, we need to interact with another person. So we need a language. So similarly, for understanding continuum mechanics, we need certain prerequisites, and that is a tensor. So tensor is very vital for the understanding of the continuum mechanics. So it helps us to better understand continuum mechanics. And helps us to understand continuum mechanics, writing by CM, and by implication computational continuum mechanics, a sound understanding of tensor and tensor analysis is required. So this is very vital for the understanding of continuum mechanics. You understand this only for now. Okay. So now coming again to vector, we will see that how to represent the vector. How to represent the vector in a coordinate system. So for this we'll only understand the Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, we'll not see the curvilinear coordinate system. So here we'll only deal with the Cartesian coordinate system. Okay, and not with the curvilinear coordinate system because of the limitations. So here you see, there is a Cartesian coordinate system, and it is being represented by this x1, x2 and x3, these lines. Okay, these lines and this one, and the unit vectors along this three axes are being represented by, over here you can see E1, E2 and E3. Here it will be E3. So E1, E2, E3 are the unit vectors, or you can say that also that basis vectors. So E1, E2 and E3 are the basis or unit vectors. Along x1, x2 and x3 respectively. And this E1, E2 and E3, they are similar to the unit vectors I cap, j cap and k cap. You can see these are similar to I cap, j cap and k cap. Now E1 is an unit vector along x1 axis, completely along x1 axis. You can see over here this E1 is a unit vector completely along x1 axis. So what will be its components? It is E1 this E1 so the components of E1 is for E2 this is the unit vector along x2 axis. Its magnitude is also 1. Similarly we will represent it by like this in a matrix form. So this will be similar to this E1 will be, you can also write this as I cap, this one as j cap and this one as k cap. These are also unit vector along x1, x2 and x3 directions. Now see over here that there is a vector. So this vector is, suppose V. This vector is V, and this vector V has component of, suppose V1. If we resolve it, it have a component of V1 along x1 direction, along x1 axis, a component V2 along x2 axis, and V3 along x3 axis. Now you can write vector V V1 E1 plus V2 E2 plus V3 E3. So you can write it like this form, where E1, E2 and E3 are the unit vectors along x1, x2, x3, and V1, V2, V3 are the components of vector V along x1, x2 and x3 respectively. Okay. So V1 E1 plus V2 E2 plus V3 E3, or you can also write this as summation of VI EI. Summation of VI EI, where I is equal to 1 to 3. Okay. This is what we say as the unprimed system. So in unprimed system we will write like this. So in unprimed system we will represent like this. Now what we do is that we rotate this coordinate system. We rotate this coordinates in the, here you can see in the anti-clockwise direction. In the anti-clockwise direction. Now this axis then changes and it becomes x1 dash, x2 dash and x3 dash respectively. And the unit vectors, this e1, e2 and e3 also changes and they becomes e1 dash, e2 dash and e3 dash respectively. So we have rotated the coordinate system. Okay, but we have not rotated the vector, this v. This v remains the same, but we have rotated the coordinate system. Now we'll see that what is this in the primed system. In a primed system, so we have already seen what in the unprimed system. Now we will see the representation in a primed system. So we'll see in a primed system, which is obtained by rotation of the original coordinate system. So in a primed system, write like this e1 dash or e1 prime plus v2 prime, e2 prime, e3 prime. So we are writing the same vector in terms of this changed components. This is v1 dash, v2 dash and v3 dash along the axis of x1 dash, x2 dash and x3 dash respectively. So we will write this as pi dash ei dash I is equal to 1 to 3. Now we have to find the relation between the components of the system, these components of the vector in the primed system, that is v1 dash or vi dash, and the components of the vector in the unprimed system, that is vi. So you have to see that whether you can find a relationship between these two components. So see now over here, we'll write this e1 dash is equal to q11 e1 plus q21 e2 plus q31 e3. Similarly, e2 prime q12 So we have written the unit vector of the primed system in terms of the unit vectors e1, e2 and e3 of the unprimed system in terms of unit vectors of the unprimed system. So this is how we represent it, or in short we can write that sigma ej prime or ej dash is equal to summation of qij ei. So this is how we write the basis vectors of the primed system in terms of the basis vectors of the unprimed systems. where this Qij is equal to product of the basis vectors product of the basis vectors of EI in the unprimed coordinate system to that of the basis vector EJ dash or EJ dash of the primed coordinate system. So Qij will be EI into EJ dash, or the product of the basis vectors of EI of the unprimed system to that of the EJ dash of the primed coordinate system. Okay, so is that clear to you? So we will write this. We know that this magnitude of this EI and EJ dash will be 1. So we will write is as into cos of the angle between EI and EJ, J dash, unit vector of I in the unprimed to that of the J dash in the primed coordinate system. So angle between these two, or you can I into J dash. Okay, so the angle between these two basis vectors, this is the cos product, and you can, it will be simply this EI and EJ dash, the magnitude will be 1. So this will be simply the angle between these two basis vectors EI and EJ dash. Okay, similarly we can write that this E1 prime. So similarly we will write EI is equal to summation of Qij into EJ prime, similar to this. So we are finding the basis vector in the unprimed system in terms of the basis vectors of the primed system, similar to this one I have shown earlier. Now we will see that a component of vector V in unprimed Vi is equal to V into EI. Now we can write that V1 is equal to V into E1, V2 is equal to V into E2, V into E3. V3 is equal to V into E3. Okay, now we will substitute the value of EI which we have seen earlier. Already seen that this EI will be summation of Qij into EJ prime. So if we substitute this, so we will over is this V1. If we substitute this in case of this, suppose Vi, so what we will get? We will substitute this in. So Vi becomes V into sigma qij into ej dash. qij into v into ej dash. So what will be this v into ej dash? This is the component of the vector v along the j direction in the primed system, in the primed coordinate system. Okay, so you have understood what is this v into ej dash. I have shown you in the previous page. So we will write this as sigma qij into vj dash, which is the component of vector v along the j dash direction, in the j direction or x2 direction in the primed coordinate system. Okay, so I've understood this. So this is what we get as a part of this equation. So we'll write this as, we are naming this equation, this we are naming it as 1, this one as 1, this one as 2, and this as the third equation. So you can relate the component of the vector in the unprimed system to that of the component of the vector in the primed system. You can see this in this equation number 3. So we'll now represent it in the metric form. Okay, so we'll continue our discussion in the next lecture. Okay, so I'm stopping the discussion for today here only. In the next lecture we will see that how we will represent it in the matrix form. So thank you.